Hey people, Intred here, 53, Catrian Purification Plant, blue team. Aegon rocking an Eversor Assassin, a risk-reward melee brawler that explodes on death alongside. YZ with a Mekboy, teleporting hero fighting in ranged combat with a bunch of orky gadgets. Rounding off the team here, Alex the Bald Fool is a plague champion. Starts off with a damage of a time bolt gun, can get to melee weapons, debilitates enemies and supports allies, can also repair your stuff. On the red team, Klaus Schwab, also known as Overtly generous, rocking a Techmarine, starts off with a ranged weapon, can get a melee loadout, support with structures and repairs alongside. Queen of the Gym, Skipper of Arm, is a Warlock, a melee spellcaster that can leap into combat, powerful disruption and support. Looks like the same Han Elite scheme recolored into this kind of deep indigo blue type thing. And rounding off the teams is Alpha Centauri as an Apothecary. Support hero fighting in melee combat by default, begins with a heal and a passive health regeneration aura. On the east side against the Eversor then. We'll stick with this fight for now, I think. Scouts are a bit too close. They're being bursted down by the stormtroopers that they only had light cover. Eversor pops the Psychon, giving him 30% more damage and damage resistance, but costing him health. Apothecary's trying to chase him. Where does he use the heal here? Okay, he healed himself, the Apothecary. So the attacks need to be a little bit more careful, but that Eversor is quite low. Bolt Pistol doing some decent work, eh? On that Eversor. These guys now turn to engage, do they? Nope, Eversor's off. Apothecary now needs to be careful. Scouts back in play. Where's the Kraken bolts here? There it is. Maybe they used it on that first little fight too, I'm not sure. Kraken bolts gives them 20% more damage versus heavy infantry, which is what the Strike Squad are. Lots of heavy infantry in the Ordo Malleus roster, of course. Over to the west side, Powers being hit. Burners on the Sluggers. Lots of Daka. Some Nurgle worship. It all seems fantastic over here for the blue team. Now, Overtly generous, of course, famous or maybe infamous for playing an Apothecary, rushing to tier 3 while he harasses everyone, and getting Terminators rolling, and trying to get like 3, maybe even 4 of them going. This is 210, where you can't do that any longer. You are now limited to 1 of each type of Terminator. And Overtly response is to go Techmarine, not get any Tactical Marines, because when he played Apothecary, the Tactical Marines were a big part of his strategy. They used to run around burning gens, protected and protecting the Apothecary. Now he's gone Scout straight into the double Devastators. Do the starter Scouts have shotguns? No shotguns even yet. Although the double Devs took all the power, I guess. And Overtly is the southwest player, so should be looking after the western VP usually, is how it goes. But the Techmarine, as we saw, was all the way over on the eastern edge, capping and noding this power. No idea what to expect here from Overtly. He's got Artificer armor on the way. I'm hoping for like an army of Dreadnoughts with a Venerable Dreadnought, and he just spams Blessing of the Omnissiah or something. Back to the east side, we got Assault Squad on the field for Alpha Centauri. Jump Squad that disrupt you when they land, knock you over. Fighting in melee with Chainsaw, 25 DPS per model. They'll cleave through these Inquisitorial Stormtroopers really quickly, but I'm not sure actually how they fare against the Strike Squad. Assuming they don't get the jump, there's Banishment, and assuming there's no Banishment hitting, a straight up fight between Strike Squad and Assault Squad. How does it go? Tomes of Titan does give them regen only outside of combat. Okay. That doesn't help them in the fight. And of course we do have an Eldar player, so we may see the reworked Dark Reapers, which are now a tier 3 unit, limited to 1, with various buffs and changes. Howling Banshees coming in. They have the aspect of fleetness, and I think they sped up the jump time, so they can land and get running a bit quicker. It's a dicey fight for those Howling Banshees, but they did quite well in there. Maybe those CSM should have gone into melee, actually. Devastator's setting up. Raptors jumped them. Raptors got a big change. If they have their Aspiring Champion and they get the Melter Guns upgrade, the Aspiring Champion actually gets a Power Fist and a Melter Pistol. And it's a really good Melter Pistol. It's like the same DPS as the Melter Guns were. It's a straight up upgrade for these fellas. Warlock gets away. Interceptors on the field now for Aegon. And do we have... Yes, we have a customized Stormbolter to shut down that very dangerous Eversor Assassin. And there's Purification Rites, often used in conjunction with the Assault Squad. Needs to get a bit closer though to heal them. That's electric armor, I think. Assault squad getting a little bit low here. Sluggers have their burners. You see the Apothecary now trying to get close enough to heal them. And that was Psychic Burst as well, slowing them down and messing their energy up. They do get away, but they drop to model. If the Apothecary was a bit closer, a bit earlier, he may have been able to save that model there. Here's an assist from Queen of the Gym. Just called him Queen, I guess. Got the Shuriken over here. And Eversor, oh, fully kitted at level 1, eh? Eviscerator Axe. Kill Zone's going to be handy with the Strike Squad and Interceptors alongside him. Sinskin Body Glove for some more health regen, and improving the Psychon. Uses it a little bit earlier there for me. And Onslaught Injectors for the extra charge, and some melee skill and speed bonuses per tier. Per tier of his HQ, that means. Oh, he's going to go down. Explode on the Banshees. Do they survive it? They do survive it. And there's the Exarch coming in. She gets those mirror power swords with the aspect of fleetness. Almost 54 power melee DPS just on that single model there. Not sure what that takes them to as a squad. Is that like... That's approaching 200 power melee DPS, I think, for the entire squad. I mean, it's very unlikely that they're all going to be attacking the same model, but it could happen with a big, like a Great Unclean One or an Avatar or something. That's a lot of power melee DPS. I think they've got 120 by default. I think it's around that. And the Exarch, of course, adding over 50 there. And that's at level 1. 486 to 354 on the VPs. Creeping up the east side is Alpha Centauri. The Assault Squad busy capping. 2v1 here. Being aggressive for a 2v1, eh? Needs to back off, I think. I think he was trying to shoot at the shooter boys there. Mekboy levels. Oh, he killed a Tactical Marine, look. And here comes that Eversor with that long charge. I hear Banshees war shouting kicking off on the west side. Those double devastators of Overtly. Oh, into a whirlwind. And they changed this as well. It now does friendly fire, this thing. I'm not sure if it also does friendly knockback, because that would be a big difference. It wasn't specified in the notes from what I remember. Maybe we'll find out. And that looks like, yep, Witchblade of Kurnus is in. Punish those raptors. Oh, raptors are dead. They have been punished. Can we see their bodies anywhere? Here we go. Interceptors scared off by the Howling Banshees. And I was just about to say maybe Cloak of Shadows would be helpful here, because the Warlock seems to be staying close to his Banshees. Eversor gets suppressed. Haven't got to see him use the kill zone very much, have we? And since this thing moved to tier 1, it's only 50 power melee DPS by itself. There's the Whirlwind. Oh, was that some friendly knockback from the Whirlwind there? Well, that settles it. I think that was. Over on the east side, electric armor being all electric lights, got a new icon, look. And we have the big shooter in. Assault Squad in a big mob of stuff. There's the heal. Knockback from Purification Rites, but the Sluggers are very scary when they've got their Knob Leader and their Burners. Very scary. That's a good banishment. Warp Vomit shuts down this little push here from Queen of the Gym. Well, Warlock stays in it. Autarch drops in too. Interceptors also show up, and there is a Razorback for Alpha Centauri, a support vehicle for the Space Marines. You can jump inside of it and reinforce your infantry around it, and that will also apply to his allies. 425 to 342. Interceptors now have their Justicar, who gets a power melee sword. And he's had enough, he's off. Techmarine doing some Artificer Armor stuff with mines, it looks like, overtly. Double devs are in the mid, with the Whirlwind holding this whole area, or at least trying to. There's that Weird Boy coming back onto the field. On the west side, though, we have a west side Chaos Dreadnought, which is fun. Anything for the Plague Champion? No, he's level 2, though. Done some decent work with his Plague Bolter then against the Eldar stuff, I guess. Got the double Heretics and Noise Marines up somewhere. Where are they? They're coming out of base now. Kicking off in the mid, though. Whirlwind doing the disruption, and there's that Hunter Killer Missile hitting the Dreadnought. Dreadnought pushing really far forward here. And these guys are getting a Bright Lance. Is the Dreadnought going to get away even? Howling Banshees with the Cloak of Shadows buff, which infiltrates them. And if you're partially infiltrated, like you see this red glow here, you do take less range damage. That means you're infiltrated, but they can kind of see you and take some shots at you. So you get some damage resistance from that. So they can't see you clearly, I think, is the idea. And Falchu's Wing for some enhance. Maybe it was up there, but I didn't spot it. Looks like the Dreadnought survives. We have a beamy looter death gun thing. Can you take out the Razorback? One more shot. Can't get another shot. Probably would have taken 2 more. Whirlwind backed off, but is still around. What else did Queen have? I think maybe double Guardians. 425 to 315 on the VPs. It's good disruption. Still no upgrades on the scouts for Overtly. We're used to seeing these guys with at least shotguns, usually with a sergeant as well. Has gone tier 3, by the way. So much for my multiple dreadnoughts wish. 425 to 302. Maybe trying to rush a Land Raider, I guess. Dreadnought goes down thanks to a las cannon of Overtly. What about the other one? Other one has still got the heavy bolter, but doesn't have vengeance rounds. Whirlwind, can you hit the heretics? You cannot. Mob of heretics coming in then. Oh, into a heavy bolter though. Foot of Gork. Big boom. Took a chunk out of the Whirlwind. I thought the Techmarine had switched to the Bionics there because he ran into the heretics like he was going to powerful sweep them, but we didn't see it. Just wanted to get some melee in there. Down goes the Shuriken. Queen now down to 2 units. 425. 275, but has gone tier 3. Maybe we'll see those Dark Reapers, eh? I think they cost... Wait, let me look it up. I think it's 480. I do have the notes in front of me. I just need to scroll a bit. Yeah, 440.80, okay. Howling Banshees on the warpath alongside their Warlock. Warlock's almost level 3. Can they take the Western VP here? Maybe the tax? This is Alpha Centauri all the way over on the west side. Meanwhile, Eversor's hanging out. Have a Dreadnought from Alpha. Eversor's getting a Melter Bomb in response to all these vehicles, which is pretty handy. Gonna miss that charge range though, eh? And that extra speed as well. Dreadnought. Turn around and fight the Eversor maybe. Gets melted. Autark dropped in. Not sure if that was a Skyleap Autark or a brand new one. Doesn't have any weapons. There's that little leap she has that can heal stuff and buff its damage to that little blue glow. But it also gives a speed bonus, I think, yeah. Nothing around to fight there. The heal's useful, isn't it? Almost a 200 VP difference now between the teams. Red have got a bunch to make up here. They're power bashing on the eastern edge. Vindicator Assassin on the field now for Aegon. Sniper unit that has huge burst damage from long range, as you'd expect. Can combat all targets by switching his ammo out. Autark now has a spear. And she provides a damage resistance aura around her. I believe it's 15% to range damage. And that'll be helping out those Howling Banshees, of course. Does it apply to the Warlock? I guess so. I think he has the aura on in there. Boom. There's the Foot of Gork. Devastating ability. It can be hard to avoid when it's thrown on a setup team. There's the Ethereal Slash. Banshees in there. War shouting. Enhancers on them too. Now they run. Autark runs. Warlock runs. Okay. Saw the Ordo Malleus coming in there. Didn't want to stick around. Whirlwind needs to avoid getting Melter Bombed. Eversor giving chase. Blue team pushing through the mid. Interceptors. They have their psych out grenades and stuff now. Do they still get a crack grenade? I think that was just a psych out, wasn't it? Burned some energy off the Dreadnought, but that was it. It takes your energy away and suppresses you, I believe. 425 to 197. Klaus Schwab, also known as Overtly, does indeed have the Land Raider Redeemer. Can be used as basically a mobile base because you can retreat back to it and reinforce your squads. And it's got some firepower too. Flame storm cannons on the side. Twin linked assault cannon and a multi-melter, not to mention the frag assault. There it is. Shooting grenades out the front, knocking everything back, doing a chunk of damage. Eversor getting some, Vindicator getting some shots with turbo penetrator rounds. And here's the conversion beam. What is it shooting at? Oh, it's shooting at a dreadnought. It does do more damage the further away it is, which is fun. Is that why it was... Maybe that affects the auto-targeting, I'm not sure. Plasma gun Techmarine here. Also got the refractor field. That is a singularity from Queen's D cannon, which is back here. Red team hitting back pretty hard. The entire team can now use that Land Raider to retreat back to and reinforce off. It's an amazing support unit in a 3v3. 2 War Banners, most likely going to be taken down. Ortok buffing those Assault Marines. Bit of a staggered jump there. Everything buffed by the Cloak of Shadows, as you saw. Got some flash kits up. And a Land Raider Phobos on the way for Alex. That'll be good to go against the enemy, the opposing Land Raider, because it has a bunch of las cannons on it. Look at this now from Overtly. Double Devastator plasma cannons. It's got 4 Devastator squads all in all, with a Whirlwind and a Land Raider Redeemer. And a pretty powerful Techmarine too with that plasma gun. Although he's only level 1. He needs to get those levels up if he wants to be truly dangerous here. 425 to 145. Just got not suppressed, slowed down by the psychic burst of the strike squad. Here's a bunch of melee Eldar though. Where's the Ortok at? Can we see her? Is she in there? She's in there. She is in there. Warp vomits. Hit a few of the Banshees, which messes up their coherency. They're still fighting though. D-Cannon's getting shots in there, by the way. Warlock runs away. Banshees need to run soonish, I think. Eversor... Oh, Eversor leaves them to throw a melter. I think he should have stayed on those Banshees there. So the Land Raider got melter bombed. Nothing really to threaten it though. Blue team with the Land Raider Phobos on the western side here. Those twin-linked las cannons on the side, sponsons, heavy bolter, and a storm bolter too. 397 to 145, 2 to 14 red. Some coughing, Nurgle blessing me all the time. Who's this now? This is some Chaos Space Marines with no upgrades whatsoever. Not even Eternal War on these fellas trying to cap. There's a singularity. Are they dead? They survived it. Got tossed into some Nurgle worship, but I think they would have survived it anyway. Vanguard veterans now for Alpha Centauri with a bunch of power weapons. Seer Council on the way. No sign of a Dark Reaper squad then. Not yet anyway. 373 to 145. Red team holding the mid, which is a little bit odd. Usually you'd see a team stack up on the contested victory point. Plasma Cannon's able to shoot over there though, of course. Plague Champion with Plague Fist, Armor of Pestilence, and Mucus Discharge made to cap points that they can't knock him over. And he can heal himself and use the Pestilence Strike. In fact, I don't know why he didn't use it, or maybe he used it already. Blue team have the Western VP back. There's the 2 to 1. There's a Foot of Gork. And Interceptors now with Psy Cannons in hand. There's the Melter. Vindicator was also here. Tried to get around from another angle, which was smart, but wasn't enough to really threaten that thing alone. Blue team still have the west side. More Devastators for Alpha Centauri, or with a las cannon. To try and shoot this thing, I guess. There we go. There's one shot. Down to 126 VPs, the red team. There's a bunch of repairs for the Land Raider. Having a go up through the mid. And got a decap. Well played. Did Queen. Couldn't quite take another model off the strike squad. Ortok was in there too. Look at this Ortok still alive. Well done. Seer Council now coming in. They have their own aura. Apparently, the Seer Council aura was not stacking with the Ortok previously, but now it is, which is good to see. I like the dangerous melee blobs you can get with the Eldar late game with Banshees and Seer Council and Ortok and Avatars and stuff. Aegon with some Grey Knight Terminators on the way. Alpha does have the red for Terminators. Needs some more population though. Plasma Cannon with a decent shot in there. Vanguard Veterans leave. Oh, some Stick Bombers in there. They got decent melee. They don't want to fight the Stick Bombers and the Sluggers, I think. Especially with Weird Boy support. Eldar on the move again. Eversor getting chucked around. I don't think I've noticed Kill Zone once being used. Did they change the effect for it? Eversor goes down, explodes. There's the Grey Knight Terminators. I don't think they want to fight all of that though. Battle Wagon on the way for YZ. Some whole bunch of wire banners over there too. And a turret thrown up from Overtly. The missile version. Very powerful anti-vehicle turret. Won't be very good against infantry though. Again, these guys kind of jump in and then leave. They champion going after the VP, which is uncapped on this side. Again, the red team still don't want to rotate over here fully, do they? They've been doing a good job from the mid, aren't they? With double plasma cannons and the D cannon there. With the Land Raider just parked up. Scouts meleeing the Noise Marines, although Phobos is messing them up a bit. They champion with Aura of Decay and gets the cap. Almost level 3. May go down if they jump again. And then friendly fire from the plasma cannon. Kicking off in the mid though. Big fight going on. There's some kill zone finally. Kill zone up around the Eversor assassin there. Buffing the melee damage of the surrounding squads. Does it buff your melee skill as well? It's been changed a few times. Okay, Strat Squad run. Eversor runs. There's a singularity in the background there. Grey Knight Terminators are getting very, very low actually. There's the teleport out. Looks like they'll be okay. They may drop another model though. That's a really good shot from the plasma cannon. Vindicare runs away. Grey Knight Terminators over there so low. And we got some Chaos Terminators, isn't there? They have their Reaper autocannon. Good versus all targets with a small area of effect. Is that a Nurgle Shrine? No, it's just some Nurgle worship going on. 313 to 119. I think a Nurgle Shrine may be worth it back there. Also, maybe some Plague Champion turrets, eh? Because he's got that awesome Las Cannon turret. That was a good shot. And the Razorback goes down. Was it just thrown? It might have just been thrown away by Alpha to get some population for Terminators or something. 302 to 119. More mines going up in the mid. There's that Battle Wagon. 2 to 1 for Red Team. And the Land Raider has rotated across to the west side, supporting all this stuff here. Phobos is here too though. Almost full hit points. You can worship this thing as it was a demon. Looks like it's too far away though. I mean, you can worship everything, but this thing gets massive bonuses like it's a demon. There we go. Now it's in worship range. Refractor field up for the Techmarine. Have you leveled up yet? Almost level 3. Another D cannon for Queen. Lots of red for Aegon, so we may see an orbital. Look at the... oh, there we go. There it is. Spread them out quite a lot, which is generally a good idea. Because you can knock people into other beams. And there's a Mega Rumbler. Well, he tried a Mega Rumbler, that Mekboy. Had to run. Don't think the orbital wiped anything, but it did get the Land Raider to move back, which means, look at this. Plague Champion can get onto the cap now. What's going on top of your screen? Looks like Eldar running up after something. We'll stay on this VP for now though. 256 to 119. Warp Vomit. Can the Plague Champion get it? The Plague Champion cannot get the cap. Apothecary just leveled to 5. Phobos is like untouched. Oh, he just got hit there. Battle Wagon coming in, getting some good shots on that Techmarine. Throws up his shield. There's some advanced healing going on. 256 to 119. Chaos Terminators fleeing from the Vanguard Veterans. There's a singularity. And a Venerable, I think. Yes, Venerable Dreadnought coming in for Overtly. Unique to the Techmarine. Big bucket of hit points. And, you know, it'll crush you for the Emperor and all that stuff. Or maybe just run away. Here we go. He charges out. 248 to 119. Meanwhile, death and destruction in the wake of the Eldar. Queen gets knocked off the cap, though. Looks like his army has survived that push with the Banshees and the Autarch and the Seer Council all around still. Apothecary is very low on hit points. Eldritch Storm misses the vehicles. Those Terminators need some reinforcement. It might be worth them running back to base here. I think that's what they're doing, actually. They'll get percentage-based healing at base. 206 to 119. There's that Venerable. The other Dreadnought's still up, by the way, with an Assault Cannon here. The poor Venerable cannot get weapon upgrades. He does have 1750 hit points at level 1, and he can upgrade that with Dark Age of Technology. 195 to 119. Plague Champion couldn't quite get in there. Foot of Gork. Crunch. Did that just wipe out the Plasma Cannon? It did. Awesome. If it hits all 3 models, they're just gone. Strike Squad, you okay, fellas? There's the Incinerate. That was a really good hit. Got everything. If Aegon could get everything at the same time fighting, they do some good work, I think. There's Enhance on the Seer Council, a level 3 Seer Council too. That's quite scary. And it's going to get a decap his Queen. Vindicare needs to switch off of Turbo Penetrator rounds, needs to go back to Exitus, and needs to also shoot as well. Terminator's got messed up there. Here comes the Eversor Assassin, level 3. Does have the Friends on. I meant to say Frenzen. I hear lots of stuff going on over here. It's a Mega Rumbler. Oh, Land Red Redeemer's going to fall. Cult of Speed is active, by the way, from the Mekboy's global bar, boosting the speed of all allied vehicles and their fire rate. Down goes the Land Red Redeemer then. Replaced by Overtly immediately. Venerable, oh, there's Blessing of the Omniscient active too. Venerable now not pushing forward at the moment. 114 to 119. It's a triple cap though for the red team. Well played, Queen, with the push through the mid there. Aegon now has some Purgation with a Conversion Beamer. I think they had one before. I guess it got messed up. Alex now down to 3 squads, but does have a lot of resources, maybe saving for a great unclean one. Well, there's some heretics to help repair stuff, I guess. Banshees, War Shouting, where are you? On the VP again is where they are. Yeah, this melee army has been quite nasty. There's Enhance. Boosting speed and damage. There's some fanaticism to try and save those guys' lives. Mekboy comes in. Does have custom force field. Level 7 as well. Doing some good DPS. Venerable Dreadnought comes over to have a word. Eversor goes down. Grey Knight Terminator's coming back out of base. And the second Land Red Redeemer will hit the field momentarily. Oh, here we go. Imperial Abyss from Alex the Bald Fool. Terminator's got the decap. Now need to leave. Oh, can they get this Dreadnought down? They can. Plague Champion gets it. Not often you get to see him actually destroy a vehicle with his Plague Fist because he's so slow. Throws up the Pestilent Strike and tries to cap. Dreadnought comes in. Couldn't knock him over with the fist. But can't stop the cap either. He's going to take him down though, I think, is he? Or maybe not. Plague Champion gets away with 18 hit points. What a play from Alex. There's some more repairs. I'm not sure if Blessing of the Omniscient is up. It looks like it is, yeah. 31 to 110. Grey Knight Terminator is chasing some Assault Marines here. Are they? Or they're running past them. That's the remains of the Whirlwind, I think. Pushing through the mid is Aegon. 31 to 110. Blue team are cutting it close here. Land Red Redeemer is up back onto the west side. Phobos has been awesome so far. And there's a Nurgle Shrine, finally. If it gets worshipped, it means you can reinforce off it now. Can't retreat back to it like this thing, but it's pretty useful. 2-1 for blue. They need to keep something on this VP because Queen is very good at getting onto that with his mobile Eldar army. Again, the Eversor using Cyclone a little bit early there. Here's the Incinerate. It's another good hit. Kill zone's active. Warp Vomit thrown in too. Wasn't really able to do a huge amount of damage though with that. Might be worth trying to focus down that Warlock. He's level 9, he's doing a lot of stuff. 31 to 81. And a 2-1 cap. Downside about worshipping the shrine is that this Phobos is now no longer being healed by the worship. Taking a lot of damage too. A lot of damage, down to 25 hit points. But it is now far enough away not to get hit by the las cannon anymore. Avatar of Cain on the field. Now has the full Eldar melee blob going. With all those buffs all stacking together. Crazy stuff. Avatar buffs surrounding units and suppression immunity. Damage resistance and damage buffs, I think. He's a pretty swell guy. Tactical Marines with a Plasma Gun. Plasma Gun did get a slight buff, by the way, in damage. 31 to 50 on the VPs. 2-1 cap. Blue team hold the west side. And of course, importantly, hold their natural. Another Plasma Cannon for Overtly. More Devastators for Alpha. Those Grey Knight Terminators very, very low on hit points, need to leave, I think. Avatar goes down, though. They got him. Sluggers, I think, finished him off, actually. Here comes a Plague Champion, level 6. In case something needs capping, the Land Raiders pushed up a lot here. More las cannon shots on the Phobos. Should the Plague Champion spend some time repairing, maybe? He's going for the las cannon over there. Does not like that las cannon. And there's the Aura of Decay and the heal. Las cannon flees, but of course flees back to the Land Raider. And he levels to 7, does the Plague Champion, and now flees himself. He could have stayed in play there. Could have stayed in play and backed off and repaired, maybe. Venerable is low. Land Raider is low. Banshee's murdering that guy. That was some stick bombers. And the stick bombers get replaced. What is this? It's Eldar shenanigans. Faced with some flash gits with blasters, and there's a battle wagon. Battle wagon's very low. It's wary of the Seer Council because they have their empowered spears. 15 to 13 on the VPs. 2-1 for blue. Eldritch. And the Land Raider Phobos falls. Techmarine trying to get on the VP here. Now some attacks. No, it's the Apothecary. Kill zone active. Friend zone active now. 15 to 9. It's so close. 1-1 cap. Apothecary goes down. Seer Council in there. Autark dropped in. Trying to finish off the Noise Marines, is she? No, she's jumping back. Who can grab the VP? Looks like Chaos Terminators are on it right now. Couple of conversion beamers back there, and there's an Orbital. Not sure whose that is. One of the red teams. Imperial Abyss chucked in the back line too, from Alex. Terminators, of course, cannot retreat from the beam, so they take full damage while they get lifted up, and I think they did wipe actually off the beam. And an Orbital back here from Aegon. Pretty good one too. 8 to 9. A single cap for red. Can they hold on? Bad game, says YZ. You nuts. How close it is. Oh, they stole this. Look, with a double cap at the end, and that gets the game. Should have had something here. Should have had something there. Maybe you keep the Eversor back there, actually. Awesome stuff. A level 4 Eversor Assassin. A level 10 Mekboy from YZ. Level 7 Plague Champion was trying to get the cap again at the end. Level 5 Techmarine from Overtly. Level 10 Warlock. He must have been level 10 for a while, this guy. Awesome melee Eldar stuff, I thought. And a level 6 Apothecary. Alpha Centauri was also pretty solid. Good support on this west side. There you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see ya next time.